But okay.
Well, I'm doing the count. Of course, the kids didn't like it. I'm gonna talk about that. Kids didn't like it. It's a 30-minute. Okay, here we go.
Let's be honest here. Life is about relationships. Everything we do as people revolves around each other. But whether you are a husband, single dad, or a couple facing new challenges, life is not easy. Did you know that having a successful and uncomplicated relationship is not a matter of luck? It requires the ability to be open, honest, and vulnerable. But where do you learn how to do that? It's time you tune into You've Got Mail, Messages from Him, a unique radio show geared toward the Black male perspective of family, relationships, and community. I'm your host, TaShon, a certified relationship coach who brings a relaxed and unbiased perspective to issues such as communication, trust, breakups, divorce, and more. I know how to listen and understand. So tune in every Saturday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to You've Got Mail, Messages from Him, and prepare to be educated, entertained, and enlightened.
WSTN DB HD1 Atlanta, Charlotte, a situations media station. Time for some conversations about Black men, for Black men, with Black men. Messages from Him with TaShon Friends on 102.6 The Situation.
Saturday mornings I'm tuned in. Listen in to TaShon, she be going in, y'all. Black queen for us black kings. We can learn a thing or two when we're locked in. One of the few places we can't be heard. Facts, man, I rocks with her, that's my word. The show is enlightening, engagement always enticing. I always come with an open mind, I'm never frightened, y'all. Guaranteed to walk away from in the rules. Now that I'm thinking everything else is minuscule. We're the fools who don't protect black women. No argument, disrespect. And that's it, y'all. Please come in peace when you call in, cause the friends ain't no slouch fair going in. You got mail messages from him.
What's up,
Y'all better listen if you wanna win it life, y'all. You wanna win it life, tune in to TaShon Friends. You got mail messages from him, just from him. Yeah. You've got mail messages from him, just from him. 10 a.m. to noon, Saturdays. Tune in. Yeah. You've got mail messages.
Woo, yeah, we had to do the remix.
What's going on, you guys? It is the mail room. Messages from Him. We are live in the studio. Yeah, it is a bittersweet day, but a good day.
I don't even remember my mind.
I know. But y'all, this sister has been working hard.
It's too much to take this week.
I know, but listen, y'all. Today is my last show for the season, and with 102. But it's not the last of the mailroom.
Absolutely.
A sister needs a break. I didn't realize I just been running.
Effective rest. You got to have effective rest.
Yeah, between work and this pandemic, and
let me tell you.
Everything else, so I'm just taking a mental sabbatical, a physical sabbatical. Hey, Lady Luxury, I'm just taking a break just to revamp some things and be back spring stronger than ever. So this won't be the last time you will see the mail room. It'll just be the last time you'll see me on. With myself. And it has been a sweet because I've been rolling with you since Woman on Fire Day. So, I'm still there with you.
Is that why you went back to the short dude today?
Well, let me tell you.
Tell us the story.
A sister turned 50, right? A sister turned 50. 11/26.
50 club is for you.
Yes.
Let's get it.
50. So I am still in celebration mode. But I was like, you know what? The hair, y'all know I love hair, right? I love hair. I love hair. What's up, LaRon? You said yes. You see, I mean, like literally, got to take a break. But hey, Cass, thank you, cause that was hard for me to take a break, like to really make that conscious decision of taking a break. But when your mental is being affected, your physical and your spiritual, God lets you know when it's time to sit down. So I'm being obedient. Hey, sis, I'm being obedient. I am. I'm gonna step back, but I had to get rid of, let go of stuff, and I was like, you know what, my hair. Y'all know I love my braids. I love all of that. But I had to go back, y'all, to my Woman on Fire. The beginning. Well, I always rock short hair. But back then, I'm like, I want to go back. So I got a little creamy crack. I'm still black and black, y'all. What? I got a little black. I'm still what? I got creamy crack in my head.
What is that?
Turn relaxers.
Oh, okay. I'm like, y'all got like names for everything. Like, whoa.
So I'm still blackity black though. I'm still black, y'all. I'm still black. Don't take my black card away, but. Yeah, I need
don't do that.
I need a little. I was getting tired of the edge control on my curl.
Oh.
But no, I just you need a change. When you need a change, and everything has to change. Hey, what's up, Chef? Everything has to change, and a woman always starts with her hair. Always starts with the hair. Like,
really?
Yeah. Usually a major change in a woman, it starts with the hair. Like,
gotcha.
Yeah, but the hair, the if they want to if they're doing weight loss or body or weight gain but it starts with the hair. All your major changes, it comes with new hairstyles, and it's I won't say a rites of passage type of deal, but it's just something about letting go or in change. So yeah. So that's what my hair,
Cool.
Look, where Ivy says how he is excited to see me. Oh, tell my Ivy, I said, what's up, little man?
Nice.
What's up, my little cousin? He is kindergarten, right? Kindergarten, first grade, Tanya. But when I tell you he is smart, like, oh my goodness.
That's what I'm talking about.
He's smart. Like, I love, we have to set the tone for our family.
Absolutely.
Generation. So,
and that's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah,
the family legacy has to be
kindergarten. Yeah,
kindergarten. That's what I'm talking about.
He is like y'all. Let me tell y'all, kindergartens are reading, writing. My little cousin and my nephew, who's 3, who will be 4 next Christmas Eve. Reading, writing, all of that. So don't. Education is important for us. So
absolutely,
I'm talking about 4 or 5 year olds, 3, 4, 5 year olds. Okay, I ain't talking about. No, they are reading. So
straight up. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Let's go. So, hey. You know what I mean? And education is everything, and it's very important. So don't let anybody tell you anything differently, kids.
Yeah,
okay?
I'm big on that. So.
Absolutely. Well, you're an educator, but coming from a person that doesn't. I can say I'm an educator, but I'm an educator differently. I'm not in the school system, but. Still respect your educators out here because, I tell you one impactful teacher that I did have over time. I remember she meant business and she wasn't taking nothing. If you can remember, if anybody can remember a time where your teacher just played no games, it was like they put the fear of God in you. Like you're like, okay, let me straighten up.
Right.
My parent might find out, might seriously find out. It was Miss Bowen, my first grade math teacher. Miss Bowen in Philadelphia at Pennypacker Elementary School.
What?
She had fun and she had soul. Pennypacker, Samuel Pennypacker Elementary School in West Oak Lane.
Okay.
So I'm shouting them out because that was the school I went through a lot of that school. Walk to school, walk back.
Right.
With a pack of kids that I didn't get to play with on the block. That's another story. I ain't getting into that. But you talk about a protective grandmother. That's a protective grandmother. That's all I'm going to say.
So you say you probably was so bad, Rob.
Oh, she guilty for that statement today. Oh, hi, Sonia. Good morning. How you doing, sister?
She made an impact on you. Still remember that name, first grade?
No, but let me tell you why I remember. No, I didn't even get into the meat and potatoes of that. So one time we cut a classroom cut up so badly. And we're talking about 90s cutting up. Like we just can't stop to learn. We're just so
first grade in the 90s.
You know what?
Oh my gosh, y'all! Did y'all hear that? First grade in the 90s.
She just kind of.
No, that's a good thing, though.
Is it?
But think about it.
Is it?
I was first grade in the 70s, so whew, Jesus. Right, Taya. My point, man. Them 90 babies.
you know something. Y'all not gonna do this to us today. 90s babies. 90s kids was able to really experience Tupac and Big and whatever in their prime.
Y'all
What y'all say? 90s babies are it.
Y'all was starting to feel yourself in them 90s.
Because we were surrounded by greatness. So here's the thing.
Yeah.
Y'all saw the start of hip hop. We saw the evolution of hip hop as it was going through the 90s, as it transitioned. Hey, there he is. Hey. Let's go. Are we about to really have a conversation? Yeah, man. Because in the 90s, though, I know. Hey, look, I don't want to hear it. He already giving me the look. He ready to get on me now. Okay, all right. I'm gonna keep his mic down because I'm gonna keep your mic down because I already know you're gonna clown me.
What we was doing in the 90s.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
I want to hear about the 90s. I'm cutting his mic off because I already know.
That's what I'm like. First grade in the 90s.
He came in at the right time, too. Oh, my goodness.
Self-similar.
Yeah, that's basically what it is.
And I forgot you are the youngest of the crew.
Oh.
But that's a good thing. Y'all know we gotta get on our young one. Our young one. Right, he talking about he was first grade in the 90s.
Let's talk about, but listen, let's go back to the 70s.
Hold on. Before y'all get there, I want to make sure I get this in. So Miss Bowen, right? So she was a cool teacher. She had soul, but when she meant business, she meant business. It was like that mama, the auntie that be like, all right now, hey. Right. And then one day we cut up so badly.
Yeah.
She turned around and she threw the chalk at the chalkboard. It was a fresh piece of chalk. A thick one too, and she threw it at the chalkboard, and the whole thing broke to pieces. And everybody in the room was like, "Yeah, we want to shut up now. We're gonna pay attention.
You got the teachers that couldn't hit y'all no more. That's what
she sure hit that chalkboard.
That was the 90s teacher. See, you know, we were in the teachers could
listen. When you know your whole, when you know a teacher's whole name, God bless her soul, Miss Gloria Green. You know listen. When they call your mama, and tell you, listen, I done beat your kid.
Y'all see what I said? I was raising my child in the 90s. Call me Miss Sonia from now on, Rob.
You know what? You're not good at all. Go ahead, y'all. I gotta take a moment because people get today.
He had them teachers that could no longer pop the child, so they had to throw stuff to get their attention. We had the teachers who got popped, like with a ruler pops. Yeah, you know. So hey. But that's okay though. Look how you turned out.
Yeah, okay.
You turned out. 90 kids. Look at you. I'm just a little kid. Radio owner, station, all of that. I mean,
when your teacher call your parents and tell them, I didn't beat your child.
Right.
Yeah, that's.
And then you know when you get home,
you getting another one.
You get a
Probably worse.
Not no tap. You getting a beating.
I think the worst part was like the weight.
Yeah, right.
And knowing it's coming like,
you know what? But hold on, it wasn't even just that weight. The way the belts back then were heavy.
Yeah.
They were heavier belts back then. They ain't the thin ones that you see in Burlington right now. You know what I'm saying? We talking about them straps. My grandmother used to take the buckle off the end. You wrap it around.
I didn't use depending upon where you were when you were after the food.
Right.
Yeah.
And
there was levels to it.
Listen, everybody. See, we got hit with the. Remember that wooden spoon?
Yeah.
Everybody had.
Yeah.
On their wall.
The one that you stir the pot up at Thanksgiving.
My dad didn't like whipping us. Give my mom the belt. Oh my gosh. Woo, that was
my late grandmother, she took the buckle off of that and then wrapped it around twice.
I tell you, my mama loved it. It was like an Olympic tournament for my mom to whip us.
You said a tournament?
It was. Like, she loved giving us whipping.
How many of y'all was it?
It was 5 of us. And I didn't cry. So for her, and I didn't cry, she whooping me. Like, my dad didn't like spanking us. But he had that voice, like, we're gonna listen regardless. With my mom, my sister was the dramatic one, right? She would start running around before my mama would get to that. So she already worn out. Then me, I didn't cry, so I'm taking it like a G. I'm like, it's stinging, but I refuse to let you see me cry. I ain't crying for you. Oh yeah, I was hard.
She said she was hard.
But at nighttime, I be on that. I can't stand. Like, she makes me sick. But you would never know, because my tears would be in the pillows.
Yo, she didn't cry like Denzel. She was like, there, yo, I'm taking this.
She don't know what it means to skip a beat.
My sister used to put on the show. She'd be like, please, mama, please. And my mama would be always standing there. Like, Lisa, mom ain't even got to bed. Mama, please. So by the time she got to her, and then the 3 boys, I'm like,
who would tell first?
You know what? I think I would tell first, because I'm the oldest.
Yeah, I can see that.
Because y'all get me in trouble because of y'all foolishness.
Right, exactly.
Because y'all can't do what I
like Shark Tank, I'm out.
Right. I'm like, nah.
Yeah.
But yeah, my mama, oh shoot, man, she couldn't wait to get that belt. And the 3 boys, it was so funny because they'd be running around, she trying to whip them too.
It was like house party, just belt. Yeah.
It was never a dull day, but we didn't have to really get whoopings like that. You got your dad was in the house.
That was that Duncan Penderhughes.
Yeah, right.
I mean, come on.
Yeah.
That was that Duncan Penderhughes style whooping at the house party.
We did stuff like play circus.
Right.
Somebody had to get hurt.
You're right.
Yeah.
And then you're trying to cover it up. and this the crazy part. Because nobody want to say nothing.
Right.
All y'all getting whipped. We all
it was guilt by association.
One of us got a arm like this.
It's like, why you had to fall off the bed? Everybody else did fall off the bed. Why you got to fall off the bed?
You put your feet in the air, you just like catapult the person. Yeah, we did it.
You know what?
Strong.
You know what?
when you hit the wall,
there ain't nothing wrong with him. He got a concussion. There ain't nothing wrong with him. Get up, boy.
Why got a hole in the wall like that?
Oh Lord, it ain't nothing but a concussion. Get up.
No, it was like and then like the ball area was like the launch area.
Yeah,
jumping off that.
Yeah. Wow. You know what?
Well, I didn't slip. My cousin slipped. The whole thing.
Where's your cousin now?
Huh? She lived. We grew up together like brothers. Listen, when I say we cut that group whipping, we knocked the whole cereal, everything.
You know what? But those were the days, though.
Tried to make donuts and didn't understand what yeast was.
You know.
We had there was some bricks, boy.
You know what?
We had flour everywhere.
Are you serious?
Man.
Those are the days, though. Do the kids still do
But we
that?
ain't talking. We ain't say nothing.
Are you trying to ask us 90s babies, do we still do that? Oh, I don't know.
Did y'all do stuff like that?
Nah, cause
Y'all drink out the water
I think
hose?
because y'all went through it, y'all were ready for us.
We were scared.
We were scared because y'all was ready for us. Y'all been there, done that.
Y'all didn't drink out the water hose on the side of the house.
Some of us did. I didn't personally.
That's
Some of us.
what's wrong with it.
He said
That's what's wrong with it.
You know what? No. What it was?
You had water in the cup.
Well, no. What it was a lot of people, especially in the summertime, it was the water plug at the corner, the fire hydrant, as most people know it in around the country. That's where it wasn't the hose, because those houses are like super old. They've been around for like almost 100 some odd years. But
You can drink out that water hose. We did.
no, but listen. Here's the thing. No, but here's my thing.
What's going on, girl?
Well, you got to remember, my late grandmother was so protective that I didn't really have a chance to go outside in that neighborhood.
Right.
So before I even started to do that, it was like, I'm like,
we're gonna find you a water hose in good houses so you can.
I did do it before, but I didn't do it at that house in that neighborhood. Not early. It was like middle school, high school.
Still celebrating.
Yeah. Hey, Erica, how you doing? I need some more Titan.
If y'all have not taken a sip out of the water hose, you gotta find you a nice house.
I have, but it was late. So give me that at least.
So did you do freeze cups? Did y'all?
No, we didn't. No, we didn't have freeze cups. If we had freeze cups, it was from the neighborhood. We didn't make them. No, but
you didn't make freeze cups in the paper cups?
Nah, because we had
we call them cold cups.
Y'all call them cold cups. We call them freeze cups.
because we had flavor ice. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we had those. We had water ice. You know what I'm saying? No. It's Philadelphia. We had water ice.
So y'all didn't have So did y'all have a lady in Philadelphia in your neighborhood that sold candy?
Yeah, we did. Yeah, yeah, we just
have cold cups.
Yeah, she had cold cups. I said if we didn't make them, but there was somebody on the block that sold them.
Okay.
They were in the we did have that. Oh yeah, we had that, and then we had Mr. Softy coming around the corner. I don't know if y'all know.
We didn't have the candy lady.
Right.
You were deprived.
Like so you said, if you did not have a candy lady,
that was 1818 Beverly Road. I know my stuff now. That was the candy lady in the neighborhood.
So you said we gonna find you a water hose and make Jimbos with the red Kool-Aid. Yeah, we gotta make you a freeze cup with the red Kool-Aid.
You on one this morning? I will have a conversation with you.
No, they would put like the fruit cocktail in the bottle.
Yeah. That's what y'all had. That was $1. That was like 50
25 for the plate.
Okay. I was $1, like the fancy stuff, but it started off at 50 cents.
I mean, hey, Miss Seals sold everything from potato chips to pickles.
with the peppermint stick. With the peppermint stick in the pickle. That's how you have the pickle.
Peppermint stick in the pickle.
Okay, so y'all didn't do the peppermint stick here in the Memphis, we did the peppermint stick in the...
They would eat pig lips with potato chips.
Really?
Yeah.
I
ain't do it.
Yeah,
but you could buy you a 50-cent pig.
She said, let's have a conversation then, son. I'm on one today. Bring it. So you can't, look, y'all can't touch the 70s, 80s babies. Yo,
Did you get a pack of cigarettes in the fifth and bring it home? Did you get a pack?
No, the candy cigarettes. Did y'all?
No.
Yeah, we did have those.
My mama said, my auntie said, give me a pack of, and they would give you the cigarettes.
I actually had to do that before. I actually had to do that before beer.
Oh, okay.
I did have to do that before.
Okay, well, he in the club, y'all. He got a little spirit.
And it wasn't with the immediate family. It was with my brother's family inside of the family. So yeah, we had to go go to the corner 7-Eleven and do that.
Yeah, I have me
we had to do that for my Philly people.
I'm gonna have me an old school picnic. I'm gonna have to. It's my celebration. My 50th is we still celebrate. I think I'm gonna have to do the old school picnic with
even the
candy and all
was
that.
different.
Yeah, it was like the Chico sticks and all that stuff. It was different.
No.
Now later.
When they got the pop rocks with them, they were scared of.
Woo, what you talking about?
Well, I heard if I did, I'm gonna die. I'm like,
y'all think it's always fun.
No, Pop Rocks was all right until that moment. I had a big one and my mouth was hurting for the rest. That's when I stopped. No, you don't understand. No, you don't understand. Y'all ain't.
What happened with the pop?
The teeth was tender.
No, keep in mind. No, it wasn't that. No, it wasn't that. No, it hit me back and throat. You know what I'm saying? It was a big one, and it was like it had me coughing, had me choking. So yeah, that was
traumatized by the pop.
Yeah, trauma is something else, you know.
They got PTSD from
the convenience stores are selling trauma. Pop rocks.
The pop rocks.
They're selling trauma. Literally. For how much?
You say that. What did you say when I was talking about candy ladies? The kids, this how kids got everything right. Y'all, we gotta get these candy ladies back. Do they still have the candy ladies?
Some are just
the restrictions on home sales have been loosened a little bit. I'm seeing more people out doing it. As of the last couple years, but. To be honest with you, you don't have old school
candy ladies.
Where you just go in there and like they don't have penny candy.
Right. Yeah. You got man.
Get you 100 pieces. You got 1, 2, 3.
You got your little
brown bag full of candy.
And there wasn't a Sonya. Oh, y'all just gonna get on me today.
No, you said you were first grade in the 90s.
I don't care. I'm proud of it.
That's right.
I don't care. I'm proud of it.
That's right. You represent for the.
Because y'all was ready for us in the 90s. Okay, y'all was ready for us. Don't go
my girl says, honestly, Costco has all the same stuff. I take my kids once a month because times are very different. Okay, so Costco has the old school candy. I'm gonna have to go visit, like seriously, because I do miss the old now laters. Now laters don't even taste the same anymore. Them great now laters and the blow pops and all of that.
Yeah, if you don't like banana now laters, you are not human.
I don't like banana now laters. What? No, I didn't know.
Wait, hold on. Wait. You found somebody that don't like banana.
I don't like the banana flavor. I didn't like. My favorite was a grape and apple.
Okay.
Apple, grape, and then I would do the watermelon.
Yeah.
But my grape, wow.
And now ladies are the
Did you? Watermelon was the
watermelon to me is who said the watermelon tastes like that?
I don't know, but it tastes good in the now later. It was good, but I don't know. Like, you said Amazon got them too. Really?
Yeah,
they do. Amazon and look.
They got lemon heads and Boston baked beans and all that.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Boston lemon heads. Right, and the lemon heads.
What I know about lemon heads, Mom had them all the time.
Okay.
And she bought them all the time.
So
all the way up until, recently. And if you know, but I'm not going to say it.
Said, that's right. Take banana is the best thing. They pineapple and grape. I didn't like the
now
banana.
You can buy a bag just with the banana in it.
I don't like the banana now.
Individual. Actually, it has whole packs now.
I like the whole grape pack. And that apple. Oh my! And then the blow pop.
And yesterday I did have a little sample of some grape pop rocks. Rob,
do they still make pop rocks?
Yeah, you said Rob. I'm
gonna bring some in here.
Really? So y'all, we're gonna have it. Monique said, "Great watermelon." I was there for it all. Yeah, and I know y'all New Yorkers, y'all had that candy.
We had that and Mr. Softy up north.
Mr. Softy, we
had Mr. Softy.
Yeah,
Mr. Softy come around.
She said, "What Rob know about lemon heads?" So he in there. He got the lemon heads in Boston. I used to love Boston baked beans.
So when Mom would leave. First of all, when Mom, God rest her soul,
fireballs,
she would, fireballs too.
They don't remember the real fire because they small now. Remember
the big one.
Back in the day, they were big.
Jawbreakers. Jawbreakers. Man,
Yeah.
I had a lot of those.
That candy.
I had a lot of those. That was a lot of work. That was a piece of work. That was an all-day event.
How many boxes of TaShon them candy cigarettes did you have?
You know what? I used to love them.
I had them a lot. I had them a lot. Yeah.
Like you
And we would fake it. Yeah.
They were trying to look, and it's a shame. And then they had the hard candy one.
Right.
Yeah. It was lit. I'm sitting there like, are they treating us to smoke at an early age?
Like, what are they trying to insinuate here?
Right.
Like a little white little paper.
No, they did.
And when you blow on it, it's like gum in the middle. You see smoke come out.
Yeah. We saw that. It was my cousin and myself. We were playing around with it, and then we would laugh with it in our mouth, and they were like, "Did smoke just come out?"
Right.
Like, wait a minute, let's try it again.
Right, the Henry. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the old Henry.
I would roll mine up on my sleeve last night. They're training us to get them out.
Man,
You know what?
those were the days.
Those were the times.
The mailroom, you guys. We're live in the studio. We do have a guest today. We're going to talk with Monique Plair about domestic violence. She's a domestic violence survivor, and she has a fragrance line. So we're going to wait for her to come in. But we are just chopping it up this morning, celebrating life, celebrating new beginnings. As I said earlier, this is my last show for the season and last show today on 102. But it's not the last. It's just that your girl got some new things coming, and it has been a great run with 3 years this month. That makes it
longest running show on the station.
Longest running show on the station. Y'all hear that?
Yeah.
And all my co-hosts and so forth. So it's not bittersweet. I hate to say bittersweet, but it's just new beginnings for everybody. And we're just chopping it up today, having a good time. Yeah, absolutely. And I see my guest is coming, so we're going to kind of switch gears, and we're still going to keep it light and fun, but y'all know this topic is dear to my heart as well, because I recently, hey, Monique, how you doing? Good. Great. I'm not sure if the people on IG, are you able to turn it up on IG so they can
we couldn't hear her clearly yet.
Okay. Do it. Can you say something?
How you doing this morning?
I'm well.
Is that better?
Yeah, absolutely better. Yes, absolutely. How you? So first of all, welcome to the mail room. Messages from here with TaShon Friends, and great to meet you.
Oh, we got an echo. Let's see. Do I need to? I'm muted. Do you need to mute?
No. You go ahead.
Okay. So we're gonna talk about this this I call it a epidemic. Domestic violence epidemic. And I recently, I'm not sure if you all saw that, but a young man, he is experiencing domestic violence from his girlfriend. Yeah. And he recently put out a GoFundMe post so he can raise money to get out of his his baby mama's house. That's what he wrote, Wait.
Yeah.
I don't know if
I would
on the video. And I want to talk about that because even with men, he on the video.
That's right.
The woman, his girlfriend or baby, I don't know if they're in a relationship, but he said his baby's mom. She was literally beating him on live, and he was trying to restrain himself. He was about to cry and all of this. He kept talking or something, and she was beating him. And this is like not the first time. And then he, I guess he was getting a lot of backlash. Like, people were commenting like, "Why you let a woman hit you?" This, that, and another.
And then on top of that, she knew the live was on. Yeah, she was talking into the camera,
right? And
so she knew. And
so recently, the other day, he put out a post that he's trying to get out of his baby mother's house. So he started a GoFundMe. And so I want to talk about the domestic violence with men and women and really have this conversation about what's going on. So Monique, I want you tell us who you are and what you do, because I was reading your bio and I'm just like amazed at what you have created, and I want to know how all of that is entailed and how did you come up with it? So y'all help me welcome Monique Plair. Did I say that right? Plair? Help me welcome Monique Plair to the platform. Tell us who you are and what you do.
Okay, so my name is Monique Plair. I'm here in Bradenton, Florida area, between Tampa and Sarasota. Can you all hear me okay?
Yeah.
You may be covering your mic possibly in a sense, but yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, I'm trying to make sure everything is clear.
Right there was.
Yeah, right there. Yeah.
Okay. So, as I said, I live between Sarasota and Bradenton, Florida. Prior military. Before I would join the military, I was a Navy brat. My dad was Navy. My ex-husband was Army, so I was Army right before I became a Navy vet. It was during that period I was married to my ex-husband that I had experienced domestic violence, and it continued for 7 years. The first time it happened, it took me by surprise because it was the person you would least expect to even raise his voice. But it's like he got me away from my family, the real person showed up. And I was so, I don't know if I was shocked or more numb or what it was, but it's a lot of things that happen for first time people that are suffering from abuse. You don't know immediately how to react to that.
Right.
And what keeps you there, it can range from shame to guilt to not even wanting to even protecting the offender.
Right.
Because you don't want your family to get involved and then they beat him to death or whatever. You think, again, that's my fault because I brought them into this. So there's a lot of things that restrain us from telling. But once I did, get out there and tell what was going on, because he was in the military, they protected him. Now, and this is back in the age where we didn't have this platform, like we have social media and things showing on camera. It was all behind the gate. What stays behind the gate stays there. But now, since everything is exposed, the military has no choice but to go ahead and do the proper reprimands and get involved and find mechanisms of protection. Right. We didn't have that luxury back then. And after I joined the Navy and I learned how to, self-defend and all those good things, there was nothing any man could ever do to me again because, number one, I found my voice, found my worth, and I knew I was powerful. So there was no stopping me after that. And then, as the years went on, now he was no longer in the Army. And my sons were telling him, well, now, the roles are really reversed because now he's the laid back one again. But mine is the G.I. Jane and she ain't playing games.
Right,
so, Go around her. You better go around her like you got some sense. She is quick to get somebody a lamp. So all that happened. How I got involved with the whole domestic violence and my experience and whatnot and sharing it. When I went through a program called the Women's Center, excuse me, they brought in different people that would come to talk to us about mental health because it is important. And, in our community, it was a taboo. You just didn't talk about things like that.
Right.
And it shared how I witnessed abuse as a child from family members. And even as a child, you don't have the wherewithal to articulate exactly what you're feeling, but you know what you saw. Right. And the families were telling you not to say anything and keep it all in your house and everything. But you carry the thing with you for years. And it comes out in different parts in your life and you don't even recognize what that's all about. Right. Well, we have to have that mental health to get all that stuff out. So not only did they have that, they would have people come in there to talk about resume building, interview etiquette, how to take care of your family for the first time if you're single or if you come from a family that was, a whole nucleus with the mom, dad, and the children and things like that. So my mindset was I always wanted to do something to give back because I know how helpful and beneficial it was to me and my boys. So that's how I started thinking, well, I'll create a safe house because every woman needs a safe haven. So I took it further and thinking, well, how special would a woman really feel if she has a scent that's designed just for her? Because we celebrate so many things, sobriety, celebrating birthdays. What about celebrating the milestone of a woman getting out of a domestic abuse situation and live to tell? Because some women gain our wings early. but we left family members behind to carry our story. So that's how we designed the perfume.
Wow, that's unique. I've never met anybody or heard anybody to say design a scent, because that is, it's more personal. And like you said, I remember volunteering. Just again, that's one of my platforms. I volunteered at a safe house, and of course, you know, it's in secret and whatnot. And just to have the women come in with sometimes with nothing, or just, you know, that just whatever they have on, or maybe a bag of what they could gather, you lose everything and you don't have anything. The physical part of you don't have anything, and you're already mentally broken. And so for you to create this, to think about the entire woman, that's amazing. So how did so let's go back a little bit. How long were you in the relationship?
We were married for 7 years. And the thing that I know, a lot of women, you know, you're gonna have that fear thing about, how do I get away? So for me, we were living all the way in Italy. And I remember having a conversation with my grandmother, and I said, Mama, if the military didn't protect me in the United States, there's no way in the world they're going to protect me in another man's land. So if he hits me over here, this is the last time, I promise, I'm out of here. So sure enough, I built an alliance with another lady that was stationed there. She was in the Navy. And I was telling her, you know, hey, I was supposed to go to the Navy when I got out of high school, but I got married. And, you know, she became like my mentor. So I told her what was going on, because we all need a village. We need people that we can. So I told her what was going on, because she too experienced it before she came. And I told her, when he goes to take his train, I plan to make my exit when he's not around. I packed clothes for my children, but like you said, I left with the clothes on my back. What we call a MAC flight in the military. It's like you only pay like $10 to go in the world. So that's what my children got from Italy back to the United States. Like I said, for 7 years. And, you know, when it happens the first time, of course, you'll hear the remorse and the apologies, and you accept that and you internalize it and thinking again, what could I have done to prevent this? Or I should have did this better. I should have did this better. And no matter what you do, an abuser is going to abuse. And the only way they'll be able to do that is if you enable them. When you take yourself out of the equation, it stops. It stops with you. It stops with us.
Were there signs that were there in the beginning? Were there any signs that you just kind of looked over and say, you know what, I can change him, or he's not going to do it again, or, you know, he didn't mean it, he had a bad day at work? What were the signs?
All of that right there didn't happen until after I was away from home. So I never saw any of that until I got by myself all the way in Fort Polk, Louisiana. So of course I thought, well, maybe the food was too hot. Maybe it wasn't ready on time. But when they came in the house the first day, and it was something about somebody at work upset him, but he came home and took it out on me. I'm all 5'2", or as my son says, 5 foot nothing. And he was already 6'2". So can you imagine this man towering over me? And I was 6'2". And then, you know, back in that day, again, I was like 19 when I got married. And I would cower at everybody. I was very timid. So again, that's a whole different Monique. So when he did it the first time, I was just like shook, because he literally picked me up off my feet by my neck. And I remember blinking out, but I remember him dropping me and I fell to the floor. And all I remember, like 5 minutes later, after I gathered my bearings, hearing him telling me how sorry he was and it would never happen again. Only it did. It continued to happen, and I kept making excuses. And I didn't trust anyone. So that's another thing, ladies and men. You feel like you can't trust anybody because you think somebody's going to take my business and spread it all over the place. And then some people think about the clout that it carries. I'm Mrs. So-and-so. I'm Mr. So-and-so. And, you know, my husband's a basketball star. My wife's a movie star. You know, whatever it is, because it affords them accessibility to, you know, a higher echelon of people, as they think. But even if that is the case for you and you think it's all about your clout, you're paying it, and it's the cost worth it.
Wow. The mailroom messages from him today. We are talking with Monique Plair, a domestic violence survivor who has launched her own fragrance line, you guys. And what's the name of your fragrance line?
It's called Be You. Be You means beautiful, unapologetically. And there's a mission behind the scent.
I love that. Be
like
you.
That. Yeah.
Because what people don't understand, being a survivor of that, you're literally, some people say, well, how could people stay? And there are many reasons why people stay. You have children, or you may be afraid to leave, or it's just so many reasons. But when that woman gets out, she has to be celebrated so she can continue to move on. Because if not, remember when you're in a domestic situation, violent situation, that person diminishes you all the way around.
That's right.
They take out every piece of you. Your self-esteem may have been up here at one point in time, but by the time they finish doing what they're doing to you mentally, physically, spiritually, you are drained. So when people like Monique create these products and these strategies, avenues for these women, it has a meaning. It has a significant mission. I love it. I love it. When you say that by him being in the military, and I know that had to be extra hard because, again, nobody at that time wanted to listen to a man, especially it's like, well, the first thing they would do, I actually had someone to say, well, I was being blamed. They were like, I was being blamed because you knew that he had all this stress. And I'm thinking, like, this is what society had, that like they put it in a woman. So therefore now the woman still can't get any help. So you said you packed up, you had an exit plan. And so was that your last moment, that last go round where you said that was it? It's no turning back.
That's it.
What was that moment like for you? Because it's scary. I don't think people understand. It's a scary moment.
It was very scary. And my thought was, oh my God, what if he forget something and come back from the train platform and catch me trying to, pack up these boys and go about my business.
Yeah.
But I just had to pursue. The adrenaline was running, and I just said, okay, Monique, it's now or nothing. Because if you stop, if you second guess yourself, it'll never happen. And then you may be paying the ultimate price. Because I already had a cut under my throat, under my neck. He was trying to get my throat. So, I mean, if that's not enough for me to say, okay, girl, you on your way here, one way or the other, either you go voluntarily or you may be taken out involuntarily. So I had no choice but to pursue my plan of action. So anybody out there, if you have a plan, get your own village of people, even if it's not family members. I had a family member even tell me one time, what did you do to him to make him act that way? He's like, and you're a female. You went through this. How dare you? So again, if you don't have family to connect or that you trust, find your own village. Because it was a lady that wasn't even related to me that told me when I was in Fort Bragg years before that happened. And she would watch me. She knew my demeanor. She knew I was more subdued one day to the next. She saw when I had my arm in slings because he's snatched out of pocket. She knew, and she made herself my haven. She told me, you can come to my house anytime. Once we went out for a stage play, myself, her, and husband, we were driving back, and my ex-husband sped up behind their car as if he was catching me doing something. And they were like, what's wrong with him? Well, he can act crazy with us if he wants to. So we got out of the car, and he demanded I get in the house. And she was like, no, she's not going anywhere. Until you get yourself together, she's going to stay right here with me. So I stayed the night in the house until he went to work the next day. And she kept on telling me, if there's anything you need to tell me, you let me know. So if you have somebody like that in your space, in your corner, to let you know that you don't deserve this.
Right.
You are worth more than this. And like you said, that self-esteem is something else. When they took that away, that to me, that was my rock bottom.
Yeah.
But once you find your way and you find your voice, and there are so many possibilities on the opposite side of that, you will never go back again. Life will never be the same. It's scary, but you can do it. If I can do it, anybody can do it.
Yeah. A few comments. Sonia says, I thank God for your courage to leave and rebuild your life. I mean, literally, that is a big step. And women, and I've spoken about it before. I've been in those situations, and when you get out of them, you get this courage, and you go from there, you grow, and you're like, you know what? I've been at my rock bottom with mess, and I refuse to go back to that. And so you learn and you try to educate others. Laurent says, as a man, he said, I had the same issues with my ex-wife and girlfriend before my wife. It's not funny. People feel men are weak if this is seen. And that is, it seems like it's growing where the woman is abusing the men.
Because we do not want to go to jail.
That's
it. If I reach out and touch you at 6 feet, 200 pounds, I'm going to jail.
Yeah.
It's like, but the thing is, I look like I'm just weak if I'm just fending. But what else I'm gonna do?
Yeah. Yeah.
What else can I do?
Yeah.
If I can add, I went through that.
Did you?
I went through that.
Wow.
Years and years ago. I went through that.
Of domestic abuse from your significant other.
Yeah, I went through that.
Wow.
It only happened one time, and it never happened again because, I knew what it was, and I needed to walk away. And it was all based on some kind of assumption. And it was like, well, wait, huh? Why do you feel that you need to do this? You know what I mean? Of course, I'm going to restrain, yes, because I'm in danger now, so I'm going to restrain. You see what I mean? I was raised by my late grandmother and my mother, and the women of the family. When you come up, you're like, okay, look, that's how you were raised. You don't lay a finger
at all
on her at all. That is the rule. That is the rule. You never violate that rule. And even when you're in danger, you just don't do it because you just can't. No, it was never in my mind to do anything like that. And it was based on an assumption that I was doing X, Y, and Z, and that wasn't the case. All I did was work and come home.
So the relationship was physical, like it got to the physical abuse, or was it verbal?
Well, on her end, it did.
Okay.
Me, I'm just like, where's this coming from?
So you were trying to protect yourself.
I was trying to protect myself by keeping away, and she still got me a couple of times. And I'm just like, you know what? Okay, gotcha.
And it's because I'm sorry to interject with that as well, because my youngest son, he was going through it, and he called me in tears. And he was like,
really?
He was just turning 30 years old when he was telling me what was going on. And I said, I'm coming down there. And when I come, she and I are going to have a conversation, because you've already been raised by your mother. You don't need a do-over. There's nothing you've done.
Exactly.
Put her hands on you. So when I got to the house, I had a face-to-face with her and let her know, no, I didn't raise my sons to do this, and you are not going to be the reason my son goes to jail for defending himself. So the next time you feel like you're putting your hands on somebody, come on outside. I got you.
So what was her, that's interesting, but what was her response to that? Because now the tables are turned, usually it's like another man talking to the man, like, hey, put your hand on my daughter or whatever. Now you're saying, put your hand on my son, and this is how was that? Like, what was that like?
Well, my son had already pre-warned her. You think Medea is something. My mother is Medea. Because I'm licensed to carry in Texas and in Florida. So like I said, I don't mind giving you a limp if you act like I don't want to see him.
Right.
So she got it all the way together.
She got all the way together.
Play no games.
But see, that's something that we were taught. We were taught like, hey, you got a problem with a female?
Yeah.
Call your
Go ahead
sister.
and get
That's
your
right.
And I will go get her.
And my brother there all the time. You don't have to hit on no woman. That's what you got to say.
Right.
Only thing different about that, I did not have that luxury, so I had to make a tough decision, which it really wasn't a tough decision.
Yeah.
I just walked away.
Yeah.
I said, I know what this is. I don't want any parts of this. Never spoke one word, not a hi, not a bye, not a this, not a that, ever again. I don't even want to know what she doing now. You see what I'm saying? Like it's that kind of level of intensity that it's like, oh, I know what you did. Yeah. And I'm going to exit myself. I had to exit myself out of that situation.
Yeah. And people need to understand as well. This is something I had to learn. You cannot change that person.
Right.
That change has to go. And I believe people can change. I am a believer that people can change. However, you cannot change that person. You can pray for them. You can suggest getting them help, but you cannot change that person because more than likely, usually an abuser had experienced abuse themselves and they never got the healing from it. So until they can get healing from their own, situations, they're not going to change. Unfortunately, they're not. So I want people who are in relationships, who are in abusive relationships now, understand you need to get out. You cannot change that person. I don't care how many times they cry on your shoulder and they tell you you're sorry, they're sorry. How many times they take you to dinner one day and the next day they flipping out. Or it may be like for a month, they're good. Then all of a sudden they're not done. Because when they hit you and they talk to you any kind of way, they're going to keep doing it until they honestly recognize what they're doing and say, I'm going to get some help. And the help means getting some type of counseling, therapy, prayer, like, and being honest with the situation. So people, men and women, if you're out there and you're in a situation, like she said, form a friendship with someone who can help you and get away. Right. But you cannot change that person.
Right. But with guys, it's a little bit harder because of the fact that nobody believes.
Yeah.
I mean, like, let's be real. All of us have dated the little chick that was just so feisty. She get mad, and then the new phrase is, "You triggered me." Yeah. What? So that gives you the right to just explode and just start hitting me on the, like, I'm fending you off and you just hit, still, that goes on. Yeah. And you're a guy, man, just suck it up. It's just your girl. No.
LaRon says that I almost killed my ex-girlfriend and actually went to jail because I was defending myself. And this is after her attacking, after finding out she was cheating. My mom taught me not to hit a woman, but it was either her and me. This is after being hit with chairs and verbal abuse.
Sheesh.
And I'm paying the bills too.
Right.
Wow. So 9 times out of 10, who paying the bills in the house?
Right, exactly.
Who check going towards the bills? Let's be honest.
Yeah. Right.
So if I come in,
and at will, it wasn't anything forced. I'm supposed to be doing this. I'm the man. I'm supposed to be doing this. We lost.
But you cheating.
Wow. But here's the thing, though, and just going back to that situation, I seen it. I dealt with it, and then I saw it after that. Okay. You see what I mean? With a female friend of mine, which it was being done. Obviously, it was being done behind the scenes because, and welcome back, it was being done behind the scenes, and I didn't know about it. If I would have known, I would have done something, but later down the road, as it continued to happen, it started to become more in the forefront.
But you know what they do, though? It's the mental game.
Yeah, it is.
Y'all come at us from inside. And that ain't fair. I'm slipping like Lamar now. I'm like, for real, y'all come at us on the end. And the thing is, Y'all know, y'all women know where to dig.
Yeah.
y'all know like, oh, you ain't open this door in 5 years.
And let me be clear too, women. The verbal abuse is just as bad. So it's very deep.
Because remember, when you damage him mentally, he thinks about it all. Like, hold on, she got me last time.
Yeah, and I've heard, and I hear a lot of women, and I don't know if they think it's cute or whatever the case is, but I do hear a lot of young girls now. They're cussing out their boyfriends, and they're in and I'm just like, who is teaching y'all? Because this is a form of abuse.
I saw a statement online that said that the difference between this generation and old school women, they know how to handle a man with resources. They knew how to handle it.
Yeah.
You're a young chick, you don't know how to handle that. You think that if I just start beating on him and screaming, you killed me, that will solve a problem.
Yeah. Monique, what's your, so now that you're out and you have, you've overcome this, because again, this is a blessing that you're here to tell your story, your testimony, and you've created this beautiful product. What do you want the message to be? What would you tell the young women and the men now that are experiencing this abuse? Because it seems like, especially with the pandemic, they were saying that the numbers increase. And I understand, I can see why, because you had to be home. And sadly, some people are just really still sweeping it under the rug. Well, they'll be all right. They'll get counseling, this, that, another. That's not always the case.
No, it's not. And then like you said, the pandemic on top of now is the holiday season. And, especially during the holiday season, and for Super Bowl, for some reason, is involved, it's just as bad as during the holiday season. And it gives the abuser more time at home. Already partakers in smoking and drinking and drugs and stuff. They got more time to be home and, be more active in their abusive behavior. So kind of triggers, it could be the pressure from financial, not stuff to do for the holidays, or just the whole holiday period. They just, become overwhelmed with it. So being right there, you're closest thing to them, they're gonna lash out at you. Even a lot of times it has nothing to do with you. So the best thing you can do as you find yourself on the end of being the victim, you have to plan a strategy to get yourself out of there. Because like you said, it's not going to stop. The only way to stop is if you remove yourself from the equation.
They
will change, let them change out of your presence. You. And like we said earlier as well, they will strip you of everything and tell you what you can't do. But when you learn how powerful you are on the other side, because never in a million years did I think that I would be as far in my life as I am, and going back to finish my degree in aviation aerodynamics. Who'd have thunk it?
Yeah. Well, what you say, aerodynamics? That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
And that's all thanks to the military paying it 100%. But still, I need to even think that I could do that. Because I was told I couldn't.
Yeah. And people don't understand that. I remember, like I said, I was in a situation for about 5 years, and no matter how strong, because I was like, I would never let a man hit me. I would never do this, and I would never let that. And when it happened the first time, I was in shock. And again, I was at that point where I can change him. Like, he didn't mean it. He brought me, flowers and apologized. And I'm like, okay, it's going to be good.
Come around eventually.
Yeah. And then it continues. And the next thing you know, your name is something else. And nothing you do is going to be right. And you're fat and you're this and that. And you believe it. Oh, yeah. Those words are, and that's why I tell you, sometimes the power of words can hurt you more than, it got to a point, I'd rather for you had to hit me than to say anything else to me, because at least I can feel that physical pain, and I know I can put some ice on that wound or something. But when you saying it verbally, and you're telling me that what I'm not and what I would never be or nobody will want me, that does a lot to a woman's mental.
Really
and
does.
I remember being in the shelter with the other women. This is years after when I was healed from it, got over it. And a woman came in and she felt they had rescued her from in the middle of the night. And she ended up having to leave her kids. And see, I don't think people understand too. Sometimes you have to get out because those situations can turn deadly, especially when they have children. And I remember seeing her. She literally was losing it because she was like, my kids are still there, but she started feeling guilty. And I remember one of the counselors were saying, they were consoling her and said, it's going to be all right. It's not your fault. We got you. Because she could not fathom that I had to leave my kids. But he wasn't abusing the kids. He was abusing her. So she had to get out. And this is the type of...
Well, the kids were in the traumatic position too, because
they were.
Let's be honest, because we don't know what he was saying to the kids.
Right.
Oh, she just left y'all here.
Right. But eventually she did. They were able to get her kids or whatnot. But that night when these women come into these shelters, it's a very... It's a life-altering situation for many. When you left, you had somewhere to go, correct?
When I first left, I went to I went to Maryland. I went back to Baltimore because my family's in Baltimore.
Okay.
My dad, and that was a shock because when I went to my dad, again, my dad thinking, Mo's overseas with her husband and living had no idea that I was getting beat for 7 years. So when I showed his front door and he was like, hey, Mo, all excited, thinking I'm just home on leave or whatever. He's like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
And that was the first time I saw my dad break down in tears. And the reason was because as a child, he never had to chastise me. So to see another man not only hurt me, emotionally, but see, the emotional scar and physical, he was done. He was him up. So it was during that period when I, decided I can't go back.
Right.
I was with my dad for 6 months until I decided what I was going to do with my life, and wind up joining the Navy like I was supposed to. Married. But it's traumatic. And again, I didn't want to tell my dad in the beginning because I was ashamed of what happened. I'm a daddy's girl from here to kingdom come. So anything that I thought would bring shame or disappointment that I did to my, I didn't want to do that. I protected him from that. My dad took that role that I took with that young lady about my son. Don't ever let that happen again. Well, my dad was already pistol ready. So he we ain't had no conversation. It's on.
Right.
My dad's door never came.
And see, I can understand that because my daughter's 16.
Yeah.
And if you got a problem with her, you come talk to me. Right. I am the one.
Yeah.
The only man. And that goes, I don't care who it is.
Right.
Grandpa, anybody, you don't chastise her.
Yeah.
That is only my job.
Right.
Only.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, you put your hands on my daughter. I don't care. We're gonna have to deal.
Yeah.
There's no excuses. There's no conversation. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
When I sat there and cut that cord and caught her in that little blue light.
Right.
And been paying for this ever since.
Yeah.
That give me the right.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry. I don't care. It's a known thing. I'm sorry.
Right.
Man, you don't touch.
Don't touch. Girl. That's how my dad was.
I'm sorry. Because these are different times.
Don't apologize for that. That's you saying that unapologetically. I hear you saying I'm sorry.
I was in jail.
No, as parents, as dads, we ain't apologizing.
With a smile on my face. I done did 783 days.
Right.
Smile on my face.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this: with your sons, you have 2 sons, right? Okay. So with your sons, and I know this conversation you've had with them about, the opposites, like, hey, don't put yourself in that situation, and again, don't let anybody else. But how was the talk with your sons? Because they did see this, and it affected them. I can imagine. What was the discussion with your sons about about what you went through and so forth as a mother?
Yeah, I started the conversations early, and like I said, going through that program, it allowed us to have access to mental health counseling for myself and for them individually and as a whole. So at sessions, I would ask them questions and tell them, I think I stayed mostly because of you two. I didn't want to break. I didn't want to be a statistics. And they were like, I think they were like 9 and 10. They were like, you could have been left. We didn't need to stay. So it's amazing how children are, and they see everything. And now, my sons are 35 and 36, married with children of their own, and they both have two. They're like, we see why you stopped at just us two. We ain't doing this. But they used to always tell their girlfriends or even still to their wives, there's no such thing as you can't get this, that done, because my mom did it by herself. She had us work, military, work 2-3 jobs. We never had without, so don't use that as an excuse. I'm like, yeah, because you're supposed to do better than me. You have partners. It's just me. So I expect you to do better than me. So conversation just very open and candidly, and they told me, Ma, it wasn't everything what you said. We watched you. So children were watching you to see how, and that's the best testimony you can give to any child, any gift you can give a child. Is to see you moving on and persevering and being you, being the best authentic you that you are, being the best being that you were created to be, and let people know that was my story. That's not who I am. Because if I leave what I've been through, this is probably a different conversation too. But it's beyond blessed to be here and to help somebody.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
And one thing I've been doing is I have secretly been watching people who were quote unquote labeled as abusers, and then you watch them as they go through life. Yeah. And at some point, they reach out and try to make things right.
Yeah.
And to see what I know people and I see what they're going through. Yeah. And then you find out the backstory. And you're like, wow, I see why. Yeah. And it always amazes me that in the end, they're all sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, do you have any contact with your ex-husband?
Yes, but it took him 30 years to grow up. In the respect of saying, I was wrong. I mean, he apologized and he told me I was through afterwards with other women. He's like, Mo would have never done that. Mo would have never do this. And he told me one time, if I never told you I was sorry for everything I did, please know that I'm sorry. And I said, I accepted your apology a long time ago when you first said it. Because if I did not, I would have taken my growth, my blessing by letting you live in my head for rent free. That wasn't going to happen. So, so I mean, when I say it took him 30 years to grow up, because even after what he took me through, again, once I got my life, I'm good. We can co-parent. He wasn't there. Where he could be friends. I'm like, we don't have to be enemies just because our marriage didn't work. And just because what you did to me, that was then. But it never happened again. We can but every girlfriend he had, it was all the get on the bandwagon and hate Mo. They don't even know me.
Right. Wow. That's why I tell people, because people didn't understand why I was able to talk about it after. I said, my abuser, with that person, I don't want to say, he apologized, and it was years later, 20-some years later, but he apologized, and I understood his backstory after that, because like you said, I was in a better place spiritually and all of that, and I allowed God to let me see the true person, because you have to understand. Yeah, at that moment, no, you probably hate them for doing what they did to you, but there is a backstory to people who do that, and it's sad, but it's not your place to change. You have to walk away. You have to allow God to do what He got to do for them, because and many times they're angry. And this is why I tell people, when you're in relationships and you're doing these things in front of your children, they're going to grow up. If they did not get the help over time, they're going to grow up and repeat that cycle. And we don't understand that they're repeating what they went through. And I applaud you for getting your sons help going through the process. So you didn't just get yourself help, you got them help. And I think that's something that needs to be advocated, to get the family, seek the family help, because families seeing this. You're watching your mom or your dad being abused daily, and they're trying to figure out why she's staying, why he's staying, well, what's the problem? But like you said, I'm trying to say to keep my family together, or I'm trying to say because I don't have the extra resources, or it is scary. Let's be real. It's scary. You're leaving your place. You're leaving, you have to get up in your job, and you have to leave. He said, get the mic. You have to leave your family sometimes just because this one person is violating you, so it's a big change. Before we wrap up, not some, but I just want to make sure we cover everything. So now that you're moving forward and you have your product, again, what was the mission of your product? What's the mission of your fragrance?
BU is beautiful unapologetically, and right. You know that there's a mission behind the scent.
But a mission behind the scent. I love that.
So we're paying homage to our survivors, and also honoring those who have gained their wings early.
Yeah. So how does it work? Is it a program, or is it that we can purchase the fragrance? How does it work?
Yes, the program, the website should be up. I was expected to be up by this week, but it may be by the end of next week. It is going to go is go-bu.com, and it'll show the products and our story. So what I'm doing is I'm rolling out each fragrance. First one is going to be in spring. It's called BU Light, and that's the light, airy, mid-afternoon, early afternoon, like a spritz kind of smell.
I think we lost her again. But she has BU Light. The bottle is pretty. Hopefully she can put up a picture. I don't know if you all can see this picture. But there she is. Hold on.
Yeah, I'm nursing. I had reconstruction knee surgery, so I'm over here nursing it. It's getting in the way of things. So yeah,
multitasking. I like it.
Yeah, BU Light is the first fragrance. It's going to roll out in the spring of 2022. So what you do is you go on the website and you put in your email address and whatnot, so you can get your free sample. So it was free, but you're just paying for the postage for it. The next thing is going to be BU Freely, and Freely is coming out summer of next year. And then BU Night, that's the more sophisticated scent for when you want to go out and the black tie gala and stuff like that. So it's more like a perfume, if you may. So and in 2023, I plan to roll out bath salts, body butters, things like that, and accessories. And I'm also going to be launching this program, a yearly event I call Purses, Proms, Pumps, and Perfumes. I have a big venue, and I have people to come in to, get the makeovers, the mental health, all kinds of things, just for a woman to be pampered for the day. So again, when you're going to your first interview, you have that new suit that someone's donated, brand new. We want all new stuff, and a brand new shoes and the purses to go with it. If a woman is looking beautiful, she just deserves to smell good. So that's where the BU comes in. So she has the whole package.
The whole package. I love it. So I was reading it. What is your hope for spreading? Overall, what is that message that you want to give women, like going through this and possibly have already come out, but just don't know where to begin because now their life has changed and they don't know how to start over? What is your message to women?
My message to women is, if I can do it, you can do it. If you know for sure that you want to break this cycle and that it's not your fault and you deserve better, first you have to know that. You have to know for yourself that you deserve better. Because as bad as I may want you to get out of there, your family, or anyone, you're not going to leave until you're ready. And when you get sick and tired of being tired and beat down and not feeling, just worthless, and you get that village and you plan your exit strategy safely, you do that, you execute it. Just don't think about it because you're going to second guess yourself. It is scary, I get it, but you can do it. And on the other side, you have a village of women like myself, other women that you know that are here. We're here to fill in the gaps for you. We got you.
So do you plan the exit strategy, or you're saying just do it, just go, do you plan an exit strategy?
I plan mine.
Okay.
So for some women that don't have that luxury of planning, you just have to go. When you have that moment of clarity and you know this is it, I gotta go, move on it. Make sure, and when I say an exit strategy, even if you have no place to go, if you run away to the police station and there is a safe house in every city, so you tell them your life is in danger. Like I said, now we're in the age of exposure. They know where to take you. They know where the safe houses are. And they know how to make connection to those places, those facilities, to get you there safely. But be warned, you cannot go in there with your cell phone and calling your abuser or answering the phone, because you're putting everyone else's safety at stake.
Exactly.
So you have a made up mind. This is it.
Yeah, definitely.
I actually have two more quick questions, really quick, because we were speaking about the young man that was also going through the same thing.
Right.
I wanted to. There's two questions. Do you have a program that will speak to the men who've been involved in this as well? Because it is the male room. We got to make sure that we talk about the males as well, because it's not as common, but there are males who go through it. Do you have something down the pipeline that is going to speak to the men who have been involved with that, where the women can actually listen in and see what they've been going through and how they have been able to exit? And then the second question, I know it's loaded, do you have a men's line like "Be You Brother" or something like that?
Be You Brother.
Let me tell you something. It's so funny because when you were saying that, I was just saying, I was trying to put it all together. So
there you go.
Basically, this is what it smells like to not be with you.
We need you, brothers. We need your help. So if you want to go ahead and get that started, for the brothers only, the more the merrier. The more this community can build, and we're all about empowering each other to be you, to be your authentic self, and just be the best that you can be. Come on. I haven't done it, but I challenge any brother out there. Come on and join in this.
Yeah.
I appreciate your blessing. Thank you so much.
Be you, brother.
That's big. Like a lot, and what most people don't get, when you see on the news that they didn't carry him off in handcuffs, that may be the 10th or 11th time that he's had to fend off an attack.
Yeah.
I mean, like really, how many times do you literally? Like,
how many times does it take before you believe them?
And let's be honest, guys. Like, how many times you had something thrown at you out of nowhere?
Let's teacup. Good gracious.
Just thought like that stuff actually happens, and that is still abuse. It doesn't give you the right to. We shouldn't be physically hitting each other.
Right.
Period. Conversation should be, and that's the thing. Most people don't see it that way for guys because you're a guy.
Yeah.
You should be able to know if I do stop it, I'm in handcuffs.
Yeah. And that's a message to both y'all. Nobody should you're going to have some heated arguments. If you're in a relationship, you're going to have those intense moments of fellowship. Intense moments, it may be over a bill or whatever. Yeah. But when you start putting your hands on, it's something deeper when you feel comfortable in putting your hands on
not just that,
on
as a guy, you're doing it, and then you're staying there.
Yeah.
What I mean, the mental. Yeah, there must be some kind of deficiency. Like like you need both the male and female energy. Yeah. How much of it are you missing to where you can beat her and you just sit there?
Yeah.
And to yourself, everything is cool.
Yeah. And now it explains a lot why you see a lot of females in jail and the person that say, I killed my husband or I killed my boyfriend or whatnot.
But guys don't see that.
They don't.
They don't see that the end result is sometimes that 45 and snap.
Yeah.
These are mostly women who have snapped literally and been in well, he had been beating me for fun and I've been telling people and you hear them say, well, I told this person and they didn't believe me.
Yeah. And you do sometimes you get sometimes you get the misleading advice from other people. Girl, it wouldn't have been me or and then it's like
that right
I know it's not you right, and it does something to you like so now I feel ashamed, I feel weak. Somebody just told me it wouldn't be me, girl. I would have did that. No, you wouldn't have. I'm gonna tell y'all now
because you wouldn't have been in your right mind either. Because you were like, what?
Exactly. Somebody come up and hit you and smack you down, and let's be honest, a man is stronger than us. So
10 times that's right.
Right, and you get knocked down. You ain't gonna. Now you do have those fighters who are gonna get back up and fight, but. Let's be real. That first hit, it's like
chance to talking to the mic.
It's like this is a person that says they love me and he harmed me, and so that so when women, please don't tell another woman it wouldn't have been me, girl, or what you need to say, and I say this with all due respect. You tell that person, ask that person, how can I help you?
That's it.
How can I help you? If you can't, then I help you because that is not, you don't need to tell that person that she in a toxic relationship. She already knows she in a toxic relationship. She already knows. But please, 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 because again, we're living in sometimes, like she said, the holidays are coming up. We're still in a pandemic. Men have lost their jobs. They still don't know how they're going to survive. The last thing another woman needs to hear is like, girl, it wouldn't have been me, or I'm going to do this, or I would have did that. No, you wouldn't have. I can 99.9% tell you that you wouldn't have.
No. Right. As well.
Right.
From what the guy is already probably saying to her, because he's already blaming her. And then here you are, the girlfriend, coming to say, oh, it wouldn't be me. Yeah, once again, you think, well, this is my fault. It's something I'm doing wrong. Yeah. Nobody else. I need to change. And once again, that just plays on that psyche. And you're back in that cycle again. Yep. And to comment on what you were saying earlier in regards to, what is it within that man that he stays there? He does the same thing that the woman is doing. He's trying to rationalize why he did that. He knows it's wrong, but that's why he comes back with that lame, I'm gonna say it, lame comment. It was your fault. You made me do that. You should have made me mad. And then he comes back and he buys that gift or whatever for her, or takes her on that trip or whatever.
And then she gives him later on that gift.
Right.
Psychologically, right. Yeah. Like he is in there. But to me, still, you're already a man. So therefore, why?
Yeah.
Do you have to? That's just to me. Either you were abused as a kid, or you're struggling with power. Yeah. And that's not real power. Yeah. Abusing your kingdom is not your power. It's not a power. Yeah. That's gonna get everybody in your village to ban against you. Right. And kick you out your village.
Right. LaRon says, I know mine came from my mom not leaving my dad. He wasn't physical, but he had been verbal throughout the years. And my mom promised me we were going to leave when I was young, but she never did. I had to realize I didn't want what she went through. I finally left. Yeah.
See, he broke the cycle, and that's what it takes.
He broke the cycle. Yeah, somebody has to, and and I always pray for people who are in the situations, because again, I don't know their circumstances. It's so easy for me now to say it would be easy. Like, girl, you can go ahead and get out. They got the resources, but still, when you're in that position, and it is a scary moment. Because you don't know what's out there, because I'm leaving my place. My comfort. Yeah.
Established already. Yeah. And you having to leave all of that.
Right.
To do.
Because this fool want to act the fool.
Right.
So, and I encourage women and men, because it is growing. It's a growing epidemic of men getting beat on. And I'm just like,
and as a mother of a son, I talk to my son.
Okay.
Because that's
And see, y'all mamas and them boys different.
Y'all mamas and boys.
so you've talked to
yes, I talk because these young, they're aggressive.
Yeah, the girls,
Right. They are aggressive. So I talk with my son like, hey,
okay,
baby, you don't have to stay there for you can still take care of your family, whatever else. And, once he's just still in college and everything. But I want him to know,
college relationships.
They're hard. They're hard. And even high school, because my son had a good friend.
These kids are taking these relationships real serious.
His good friend in high school committed suicide.
Oh my God.
And that was part of it.
Really?
He had some other, issues and demons that he was challenging. That's quote unquote what he said to me at one point before he had done that. But part of it was the female.
Really?
That was doing mentally doing things. And when you're already in a place and you have issues already, and here comes this outside force that's supposed to be in your inner circle and supporting you and having your back, and they're doing things to contribute to the negative of your mental psyche. Yeah,
this was high school.
This was high school.
Wow.
This was high school. So I know that's what I really talk to my son in regards to that, because like I said, they're aggressive. They play these little mental games, these young girls, and so forth. And I want him to know up front. Yeah. You can still take care of your family, do what you need to do, but walk away. And I know as a man, when somebody hits you, your first reaction may be, right.
That's and then the only thing we will see is like, oh, he bugged up at her.
The scenario he just said. The scenario he just said. Now everyone is looking at the man. Because he's doing that. So I said, hey, when you grab yourself and just walk on away and walk on out.
It's like and hey, my mama.
Right. Oh, you ain't my mama.
You gotta get that eye turn on.
Some of these are aggressive, like
they are.
It's like we always say, women make the statement, "I can change him."
Yeah,
and some of them are really serious about that.
Yeah,
they are.
You cannot. Speaking of Tina Turner had talked about that. She said she thought she could change him at that time. And, listening to her story, I love the girl. I love Tina because we birthday twins, But she listening to her last story on HBO when she was doing her farewell, and she said it did something to her, and she said that she thought she could change him because she loved him so much, and she said she knew she had to walk away and leave everything. So of course the movie don't do all the justice, but she said it was enough. It was enough for her to she had to just walk away from everything. And I think when people see that, they see the courage and they can understand. And again, this is, I just really pray and encourage people, especially during these seasons, that you can walk away without the guilt. And you're going to go through the emotions. You're going to go through the emotions of it, because again, it's a life altering, it's change. But you do not deserve to be beat.
Correct.
No.
Period.
No. Out.
Harpo. No. My thing is, do the abusers do not? It's like they don't see the abuse. Everybody else see she got a black eye. She got a sling on her arm. Like if you just take a step back and look at the picture. Everybody see this picture. But in him, he's like, it's a normal day.
It's a normal day.
But she got a black eye and a black arm.
That's exactly.
They compartmentalize. They separate it. They compartmentalize.
That's exactly what I seen with That's exactly what I seen with the friend after I had gone through it. It was, it's just a normal day. How?
How is it a normal day?
She looks fine. What you talking about? I'm like, Yeah,
No
okay, we
amount
can
of
see
makeup
right
is
through
gonna
that.
cover it. None of that.
Right.
It's
And
bad.
this coming from a person who didn't wear makeup,
Yeah.
just natural melanin,
Yeah,
right?
come on, man.
And all of a sudden start caking out the makeup like, no, you haven't done this before. What's really good?
Yeah.
Giveaway.
Yeah.
The man said dead giveaway.
Yeah. And there are a lot of signs, women, I was about to say boys and girls. In the classroom, boys and girls, there are a lot of signs. There are a lot of signs. And one of the signs I tell young women, I said, first, if your boyfriend, you know, because I've been seeing it, like you go to the mall and the boy is like, come here, B, or that, that's a sign. Lady, girl, that's a
like in public, like it ain't no problem.
That is a
Man,
sign.
she tripping. That's right. You know, she over there tripping. Come here.
If a man is calling you out your name, that's a sign.
Who ain't your husband?
Right. That's a sign.
If he's doing it now, he ain't your husband. And a lot of women do end up marrying that dude.
If he grabs you by your arm out of nowhere because he done got a little mad, that's a sign.
And I'm grabbing you by the arm as a boyfriend. I'm gonna grab you by the niggas.
Right. You know,
we're gonna upgrade.
You know, like those are signs. You know, if he's all of a sudden making you lose contact with your family and your close friends,
Trying to isolate.
That's isolate. That's a sign.
You isolate. They're isolators of the people that could actually save you from the situation.
And a lot of people they actually speak. Like, I love a lot of people speak about it. Like, hey, you know, you keeping my sister, my and they get into it with the abuse. I've seen that.
Yeah,
I see what you're doing. Like they'll call it out.
Yeah,
and then the people, no, you need to just calm down because you're gonna make. Like, do you not see what's happening right now?
It was funny. My family, when I got married to Handsome Honey, it was funny. My family came out and they were like, "Look, my sister done been through a whole lot, and we just let you know we are here." So I let them know, I'm like, y'all, that was over 20-some years ago. I'm good. We just want to let him know because he told and this, that, and another. But you know, and Chef had to understand. He said, "Oh, dang, what happened?" And I had to let him know I was in this, you know, relationship back in the day. He said, "For real?" I said, I said, so my family is extra overprotective when it came. So
should be.
Once they got the clearance, they were like, "Oh, he good," or whatever. And but that lets you know your family, when you have that village, as you spoke before, Monique, when you have that village to say, "Look at here." They went through this before, but we ain't doing this again.
Think about it. They had abuse. They just tell you up front it's not going to happen.
I'm looking at my wedding video. And so I'm looking at the end where everybody did their little sit down and started talking. Yeah. And so like all the dudes on my wife's side of the family, hey, bro, listen, you got a problem. You come holler at us. We'll come holler at you. We'll come holler at you.
That's the speech right there.
I'm sitting there like, ain't never got it.
That's
bro. We just come here to come holler.
We putting it on Front Street.
But have a daughter now?
Yeah.
Now you spending out that water shot. I'm gonna come holler at.
Yeah. What you say, my name?
Even the women, once you come through on the other side and you get this guy and, you know, he seems like he's going to be a little bit, you know, trying to test his, you know, his abilities to step across the line. And I had told a few of them, look here, I've been scared of the best. You're not even one in top 10. So I
Nice.
Right. So, Lord, I hate to wrap up this conversation. You know, it's a great conversation, a needed conversation. Monique, you must come back. I want you to come back because we're going to create that BU. Yeah. He gonna create the BU. But I really want to continue this conversation because, again, this is needed. The more that we hear from people, sisters like you, that saying, "Look, if I did it, you can do it too." And so, before you leave out, tell us how we can connect and how we can support this movement. And what like you have our support, but tell the folks out there how can we connect with you?
For right now, you can contact my PR team, Miss Olivia, the one that set this up with us. She has all the information. She sets all my appointments and, you know, interviews and such. And again, the BU website will be out. It's called go-bu.com. And on there, you can go ahead and put in your email address and your contact information so that when we start rolling out these samples within the next week or two, you all will be the first to get the samples. And everything that we're going to be doing and posting new things that are coming, you'll be privy to that. But like I said, in the meantime, contact Olivia and she'll put you in a know. So those brothers out there to get that cologne, we're ready.
Hey, listen, you had someone else steal the show right here in the front center.
Yeah. this is
just rolled up on you at the close, right? I thought it was a blanket at first.
He's like, okay, now,
no, you done been on there too long. Feed me.
What's his name?
This is Chase. He's a Bijan.
Okay. Like he said, that's enough. I got camera time. That's what he said.
I got camera time now. Feed me.
So thank you. Someone said, is it symbol-bu.com?
Yes.
Is it YOU or the letter U?
BU. Go-B and the letter U. The B, letter B and letter U.com.
Okay, BU, the letter B and the letter U.com. Okay, gotcha. You got it, Saya? So again, thank you so much, Monique. I will be in contact. This was a pleasure. Thank you so much for spreading for sharing your testimony, and we wish you nothing but the best. Like I said, the mailroom is here to support, and excited for you.
You got Chase thing and wrap it up.
Yeah, Chase is all that's enough. So enjoy the rest of your afternoon. Bye, Chase. Bye. Bye. The mailroom, you guys. Oh my goodness.
No, Chase did the barman like, you know,
y'all, that's enough.
Hey,
that's enough.
That's crazy to walk up on. Who you left? Who you left? You smell. Who you left?
Right, the BU.
Who you left?
Oh my goodness, the mailroom.
They smell like, wait a minute, we need to have a conversation. What's going on?
Right. Chaucer, don't
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, hold on. Put that mask on and turn it back on again. Can you turn to the camera and show this great technology with this mask? Look at this right here. Look at this, what she got going on.
Sagittarius season. Sagittarius season. Sagittarius season.
We cut up. We cut up. Sagittarius cut up. We got all the way to the end of the year.
Until 10:30, then the lights go out.
Oh man!
So you said, "Hey, beautiful sis." Yeah, it's Sagittarius season, y'all.
Yes.
I celebrate November. You think I'm bad? That one right there. You think I'm bad?
I'm having a surprise.
Wait a minute. Hold up. So she had. Do you see my updated RSVP?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So how about she planning her surprise party for her? Today. It's her surprise party for her.
I'm having a surprise party.
Explain, please.
Hosted by me.
That's how Sagittarius do. You ain't got to celebrate, but I'm going to celebrate myself.
I'm going to celebrate, so I have rented out the movie theater.
Okay.
And so it's dining, drinks.
We're going to have us a good time.
Hold on. Time out. Tressa.
Yes.
It's a surprise party, and you're not surprised. You're the one.
I will be in Capricorn season. What did we tell you? So you wait your turn.
Sagittarius season.
Look, and then she talking about I ain't surprised at all. That's how them Sagittarius do. That's how we do.
You know what?
I don't care what y'all do. You ain't got to celebrate. But
at least you didn't plan your own surprise.
Well, you had a surprise. Last year, the year before that, I had my whole calendar of events.
But that's not a surprise. Her party is a surprise party, but it's not a surprise. She knows about it. She planned her own surprise.
I planned it, and I'm gonna.
Surprise! Who planned this for me? Oh, my bad. Me.
My face. Tell me which one you like.
You know what? Yo, I'm floored right now. She just said,
tell me what only be adult to go. That's what we do also.
Okay, all right, I give you that. Okay.
That's the Sagittarius. We gonna make y'all celebrate it.
Exactly.
How's the dope girl doing this week? How's everything?
Everything is everything. I'm blessed.
Everything is everything.
Yeah. Now, when y'all at your birthday?
Tomorrow.
Yeah, that's right.
You're gonna have something coming up to see that too.
See?
Hey.
We celebrating.
We celebrate. So I toned it down a little bit this year.
She said, with the tears and all, Tressa will bring it.
You forgot about tears. Oh, yeah.
Things that
Have you ever thought about acting? Have you ever thought about acting?
So what are y'all watching at the movies?
The new Ghostbusters too.
Okay.
Oh yeah, they returning everybody.
But I've heard it had really good reviews.
Oh, did it?
Well, that's because the son and I heard this from Mike Robb, who is a deep Ghostbusters fan.
Okay.
The son of the original director is actually behind it this time. So the storyline got to continue on, which is why now you see the original cast coming back, because the script wasn't right. It was like 20 years in the making, but the script wasn't right. They kept turning down the script. Now script, if we want to do it, it's got to be right. It wasn't right for 20 years. And now all of a sudden the son gets involved of the original director from the original Ghostbusters. And now it's the right script to play on. And now they went ahead and did it. And now you're about to see the timing is perfect for it now.
Awesome.
So you're going to see the brother man, Ernie Hudson. It's from my favorite show, The Family Business. Carl Weathers, The Family Business. The OG, you know, and then you got your favorites.
Good. That's cool. I can't wait to celebrate with you today. So.
Right around the Sagittarius season.
Yes,
Perfect.
Y'all know I'm still celebrating.
Hey, that's right.
You're celebrating.
Do you know that you share a birthday year with some very famous people?
Oh, yeah.
Elon Musk?
Yeah.
Tupac?
Yeah.
I love Tupac.
You know about that Pac?
West Coast. Oh, no, he's not 71, but yeah.
No, Tupac.
Yeah.
Selena?
Yeah. All of the turning 50.
Uncle Snow?
Yeah.
Yeah.
1971.
That was a very good year.
Yeah, it's a very good year.
It's a very good year.
Yeah.
I'm right behind you, son.
Ivy and Carol Nan, they messed around somehow and did the do and end up coming.
Message. You just popped on
it. Just popped on out. You know, Monday wasn't happy about it because she would told you. She said, I was mad at your mama because I sent her out there to go to school and she messed around with a baby. She did, and she would tell about she said, I was the first time she ever flew out. She said, that was my first time taking a flight, but I had to come out to California to see my baby.
There you go.
And she would tell that story. She said, I told your mama, I'm not here to take care of that baby, but I'm gonna be here for you. So she got on that first flight, came out to California, helped my mama set me up. Let me know, honey. That's it. That was grandma. That was grandma. Grandma would say, I ain't raising your kid now. You gonna do it.
I'd have been there, done that. I'm in my life right now.
Yeah, and she did. Like, God rest their soul. Now they rested. They can rest. Her and my mama, they were rested. So, 1971. Then I started looking at my dad. I said, wait a minute. What were you doing? And I said, how y'all meet? At a drag race. They both love cars. Drag race.
Hey,
wow. Yeah. I said, so
that's great to get wow. So you're just going to go to Atlanta Motor Speedway and just find you.
Because it was her brother, and my aunt, and my auntie, and my uncle. They met up they were all double dating that night or whatever. And they ended up marrying. And
oh wow, yeah.
I rolled up. How you doing?
The famous That said 1971 was a. So
your mama know about cars?
Yeah, my mama was into cars. Yeah,
that Cutlass.
Like those classic cars, like
the real Cutlass.
Chevy and all of that.
Back in that day, that's when cars were made of metal.
Yeah.
Like for real, you could sit in the engine and actually sit there and work on it.
We had cars. That's why I like cars. Like. We had cars, and her dad was into cars too. So, but my mom and daddy met.
Wrong with a woman now change all
and Dorsey High.
Ain't nothing wrong.
Dorsey High. Donna, she went to Dorsey.
A lot of songs. A lot of songs were made about cars, you know, the diamond in the back, sun rooftop, digging the scene with the gangster. You know what I'm saying? They were talking about cars at that time. Talking about the car wash, yeah. You know, see, and it was that lifestyle. Then don't ask Tank looking at me like, what you know about that there boy? You know, you don't know about sitting back in the douche in the car.
So what you're saying is I need to become interested in cars to find my husband.
Wow. Well, that's an interesting statement.
Look it up right now. Yeah.
Cars, sports, beer.
Yeah.
You gonna find a man right. Go on, hit do like the hit him over the head, go on, drag him back to the cave.
I saw a post, an Instagram post where this guy, his girlfriend, or I'm not sure, but she had gifted him with a classic Mustang. He had tears in his eyes.
Oh.
He had tears. I guess it had been reconditioned.
But that takes a lot of, like, you actually took the time to find a 1972 Corvette and restore it and give it to him.
He had tears in his eye, and I thought that was so sweet. I was like, he was like, my girl got me this classic, and it was nice. Oh my gosh, it was nice.
Some of these custom jobs, if you look, are nicer than some of these custom jobs are off the chain.
So he said, Tressa, we going to the drag races, sis.
There's a car show every month.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
There we go. I'm gonna listen to that.
Oh boy.
I'll go with y'all.
Oh,
you be our wing lady.
Whoa, wait. Yeah, I'm playing that over here. Hold on.
No, check on mine.
No, I know he does it, but what I'm saying is, wait, what?
No, but I'll roll out. Listen,
to be protective.
No. See, the thing is, I can't fly no planes no more.
Right.
But they can tell you how to land.
I can fly.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
You be selecting runway 7R. Runway 73 is
that's 7 on right. I can be like
taxiway 23L.
That's soul plane.
Like keep it going. His breath taken.
Pulling the gate.
The mask
A6. There's baggage already on that flight. I don't think you won't get it.
Like his mask dirty. No, you
might have baggage on that plane. You might not want the baggage on.
So you don't want.
Look, y'all, the mail room. We are here in the mail room. Today is the last day of the show. That is not the last time you will see the mail room. I'm just taking a break and I'll be departing and starting new ventures. Well, yes, some stuff already started and the sister got a rest. So
can I re-engineer the conversation for just a second? Because we only have 10 minutes left here at this juncture, and I want to make it known that, you know, she's been really rocking for a long time, and I've seen the consistency. I want to just say thank you from the bottom of my heart for, you know, really, you know, continuing to rock with us for so long. We understand that, you know, new ventures have to come into play, but we want to continue to thank you for every accomplishment and, you know, bless you in every single endeavor that's going on into this future. We're starting to see it, and now the blossoming is going to be taking place.
I really appreciate that, Rob.
But I have a question here.
What's up?
So you've been on this station for the last 3 and a half. It's actually and a half.
Yeah.
So for the last 3.5 years, right? Yeah. I want to know you had a lot of episodes on this network.
Yeah.
And you had some memorable ones. So what would you say were the most memorable ones? I would give it like a top 3. I know you had a lot of episodes, like some guests that you had that were really powerful in nature. What would you say were your top 3 guests?
You know what? That's hard. I can't really narrow it down to top 3 because all of my guests have been really phenomenal. I think I want to say like the stupidness we had up here. You know, like
yo,
the stupidest.
We be climbing around.
You know, from the very first day, the very first time when DJ Johnny Prince is like, "Okay, you're on," and I'm sitting at the mic at y'all's the very first studio.
Kanye shit. No. What's Kanye shit?
And I literally was sitting at the mic, and he was like, "You're on," and I'm like, "What am I supposed to be doing?" He said, "You're supposed to be talking." And I said, "Oh." And you know, so from that moment, like I was scared because I'd never been on the radio. I never, you know, this was all new. So I don't know the top. I couldn't even, because they've all been great. I really thank the guests for coming in and supporting me. My Brown Knight family that supported me, that still continuing to support me. Like I said, it's not the last of it. It's just I just got to take y'all. I didn't realize that. I've been running. Like I'm tired. You know, when you're an entrepreneur and you're working a 9 to 5, it's a different type of Jesus. Hustle. And it's a different type of hustle. You know, those full-time entrepreneurs, you got that, you have a little bit of time, but when you got to juggle between, especially your full-time money maker, and the one you're trying to build up, money maker.
Right.
I was like, you know, Lord Jesus. So I'm just, you know, really taking that break. And I really appreciate that, Rob, coming from you, because, you know, like you started with me with the Woman on Fire book. Literally, he was my first interview back when my book came out, 2013.
YouTube videos. I look back at that. I'm like, if I had the technology now, that would be a lot more.
Remember, I had to send in the video. You gave me the questions, and I had to pause it. But like he was in the room with me.
But here's the thing. Keep in mind, remember, it was that now when you look at outlets like StreamYard and stuff, now you don't have to do that.
Right.
At that point in 2013, in 2013, it was, okay, we got to make it look like something. And so now you got Zoom that automatically go to you. It's that and the third. StreamYard that automatically go to you. Or you can put them all in one screen. You know, had to make a way out of no way.
At that time, it was like, I'm sitting up, he gave me the questions. He was like, okay, you got to do a 10-second pause. So I had to do the 10
so I know where to cut.
For you to cut. So, you know, just started from there. So, you know, you always got my support.
Absolutely.
I am super proud of you, where you're going, and what you brought because you started off with the slow grind. Was it the slow grind?
Yeah.
I remember that. Slow grind. And then I remember you were like, I'm about to just let it all go. And I said, don't you dare. I'm like, you about to move forward.
No. At that point, that was 2014. I was still doing YouTube videos. I was doing seasons. And it wasn't going anywhere. It wasn't, people weren't viewing it other than who I know were viewing it. And, you know, it was the same thing. It was just not taking off. But I had to come to realize with your assistance, and I also want to take the time to shout out Celinda D, who had been there. Doggone it. There's so many names that are on the mind that I forget, and I really don't have time to say all of them. But, you know, that, you know, just honed in and said, you know what? No, you better not. But you said, you better not.
I said, don't give it up. It's off. So,
and that's what, and when you said that, it was like,
I am going to take that break to refresh, and for the Nets. And so, you know, and it is a decision that you have to make for your physical. You know, the self-care, the self-love, right,
on your shirt,
right. So continue to go to the website. The journals are out. If you are trying to buy one now, I'm out of stock. I'm selling out.
Well, that's a great problem to have.
It is a great problem to have. So I will be restocking hopefully next week. So I will put that out. But
you have to say the word restock. How does that make you feel when you have to say the word restock? That's not the only time you say it.
No, I know. Like literally, I'm. Y'all know how I'm transparent. I'm very humble. So when that happened, I was like, did I sell out? You know, and I was like trying to play it down. Then I was like, I did one of them little hidden camera type of moves. I was dancing I was like, I sold out and like, I have to restock. But that's, you know.
Bobby Schmurder?
I did. I was like,
Yeah.
I sold out. So, when God moves you, you cannot fight it. And, I've been fighting with Jesus for a long time. And I said, that's it. My hands are up. I'm not going to fight you. And so, I encourage anybody, when you're building relationships, make sure it's genuine. Mm-hmm. Make sure it's out of love, because everybody who knows me, my relationships are out of love. I'm rooting for everybody who's Black that's doing right. And I'm rooting for everybody, like what God has on this earth for us all. Right. And that's what my parents taught me. Taught us as entrepreneurs. God made this world large enough for everybody to eat, all of his people to eat. Yes. There's no competition. There's no hate, none of that. Like, when you got to move forward, you got to move forward. So I just really thank all of my supporters. You can catch the replays on podcasts.
Anchor.
Yes, Anchor podcast, Apple podcast. Yes, Sonia, out of love. And I thank you so much for being day one on the show. You and Tressa, like, listening in. And even when y'all say, I didn't catch the show, but I caught the replays, it was more than enough. Just the fact that you acknowledged me. So I appreciate you. And we got some stuff coming up. I can't wait. Y'all gonna see more of us and all of that. So, it's been real.
The coolest part about it is, like, to piggyback what you said.
Yeah.
What's meant for you is not meant for anybody else.
Right.
Yeah. So to be honest with you, there's no need.
Yeah.
No need whatsoever, for egos or anything, because what's meant for you is meant for you.
Right.
That means that I can't have it.
Right.
She can't have it because it's meant for you.
It's meant for me.
Customized. We talked about cars. It's customized.
There you go. Customized.
Really, should be none whatsoever. And I hope that's everything should be out of love. And the show's been awesome. It's been great. It has helped me.
Because y'all have been, I was about to say, because y'all came in, you and Farmer Wayne came in. I had Kia Mine, and then with Farmer Wayne, he had to go and take care of his family, which, I'm big on that. Then Farmer Wayne, and you came in. So having all of you all co-hosts with me, like, really, I've learned so much, and I'm continuing to learn from men, and I've enjoyed it and will continue to enjoy it. And I thank you, Tay, for sticking out from driving, coming down here.
You know how we do it.
Thank you, Johnny. So,
and by the way, one other thank you too. So when them days that you weren't here, that you couldn't get here, and you had to do a lot of things, shout out to Tibia for filling in on those days.
Yes, I appreciate you for coming in and taking it over. Which the next chapter gonna be lit. That's it. I mean, like, I'm finally excited, not excited about that, but I finally accepted what God has for me. It's like no more holding my head down and feeling shame about it, or guilt, not shame, but guilty. Like, am I doing it? Like, I'm 50 now, so I done been there, done that.
We said, at this point, ain't no looking back in. No,
when I tell you I'm gonna hold up my coffee and look at y'all.
Remember, you get a pass now.
You
get to say what you want. I can't hold that back. That might hurt.
Thank you, Lauren. You said I've learned from. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And that's the purpose of the show. I just really want people to understand the perspective of our Black men. Like, it has helped me, and that's the purpose of the show. And I just can't wait to elevate it. Like, there's so much more in store. Because I'm excited. I'm excited. So the mail room. It's the official mail room, because it is trademarked, y'all. It is trademarked, so it ain't going to. It ain't going nowhere. You got mail.
Accomplishment.
It is.
It really is a big.
I mean, nobody else can take
it. Take lightly.
Right. AOL. You can have you got mail. I don't care. Sure. You can have it. I got the mail room. How about that? All right. How about that?
There you go.
I don't think you want them to cash you outside, though.
I don't know, but let me tell y'all, if y'all don't get your stuff checked, let me tell you.
About their password.
Password from 2003.
If y'all don't have your stuff trademarked, people are still making money. AOL is still making money. So y'all make sure you do everything up and up. But yes, the mail room. So from my family to y'all, I love y'all. Thank y'all so much.
Absolutely.
We have enjoyed it as a listener.
Thank you.
And forward to it.
Yes.
Yes.
I will be able to rest.
And we're not saying no goodbye. We say to the future.
Yeah, we ain't saying no goodbyes. No,
like that.
To the future.
To the future.
So Ron, I want you to make sure that you keep grinding.
Absolutely.
You got my support.
Absolutely.
I'll be able to listen to the morning sheen.
The morning afro sheen. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got no afro, but it might need some sheen.
And you know, you have our prayers on with your mom. She is proud of you. So
yeah, don't you get me there?
But I just need you to know that you got
to be there. I've already had tears this morning. Because I put her picture up on the screen for a memorial service that'll be happening soon. So, but either way, you know, just the love. All right, and that's real love.
Love, yeah.
And so, with that, I hate to say it.
The mail room, take us on out, Green Machine. Turn that up.
Saturday mornings I'm tuned in. Listening to TaShon, she be going in, y'all. Black queen for us black kings. We can learn a thing or two when we're locked in. One of the few places we can be heard. Facts, man, I rocks with her. That's my word. The show is enlightening, engagement always enticing. I always come with an open mind. I'm never frightened, y'all. Guaranteed to walk away with minerals. Now that I'm thinking everything else is minuscule. We're the fools who don't protect black women. No argument. Disrespect, and that's it, y'all. Please come in peace when you call in, cause the friends ain't no slouch fair going in. You got mail messages from him. Y'all better listen if you wanna win in life, y'all. You wanna win in life, tune in to TaShon Friends. You got mail messages from him, Yeah, you've got mail messages from him, 10 a.m. to noon, Saturdays. Tune in. Yeah. You've got mail messages from him.